Hello and welcome along to the Project Cars 2 Virtual Racing League, where today we're on the PS4 platform. So it's the PS4 lineup of drivers, continuing with our Nissan Challenge Championship, and it's round 5 today, as ever at the Watkins Glen International Short Circuit, 2.5 miles, 8 turns of mayhem, blind corners, cambered corners. It's going to be good fun here today because we're using the R390 GT1 Nissan cars, and championship permutations, as it's the penultimate round, starting to come into play here. So Stuart Davis leading the way. If he finishes 4th today, then he will take the championship, no matter what Monty MC Momo or Alex Brown or Dan Holloway or no matter what anyone else does. So he needs to get in the top 4 and he wins. So on the grid now, waiting for the lights to go out, and let's go here at Watkins Glen. And Stuart Davis starting from pole position, our championship leader. He streaks into the lead, nobody's catching him into turn 1 by the looks of it. Monty MC Momo and Alex Brown there going side by side through turn 1 now. Dan Holloway as well is in the mix. Look, Dan Holloway gets up into 3rd now, ahead of Alex Brown. We're watching that battle now. Dan in that green car. Most of them have gone for the Calsonic livery by the looks of it, which, you know, let's not blame them. It's a great livery. Probably the iconic livery that everyone remembers about this car. Welsh Taff is in 5th, just ahead of Delboy and Pixie, who are battling. And coming up to the very fast chicane now, Monty MC Momo just shadowing Dan Holloway through there, trying to make him get a mistake. And Alex Brown there turning his Nissan into a bit of a lawnmower, going over the grass already. Very easy to do in that corner. These cars have got a lot of downforce from the late 90s, where obviously there's a lot of downforce starting to be generated on these sort of cars. And now coming up to the last couple of corners, if you've watched the races already here at Watkins Glen, you'll know that these bumps can be absolutely vicious here. Dan Holloway going over them, all of them going over them actually by the looks of it. And now rounding the last corner, trying not to catch that wall on the outside. Oh, and Welsh Taft does, and he nearly spins out of control. Oh, he has. And Delboy's been caught out by that, and he's slammed into the pit wall barrier, and he's lost all his speed now. And Matt goes past him. Welcome to the championship, Matt, our newcomer. He's up into 6th now, ahead of Pixie and Delboy. And great first opening lap there, Alex.
Yeah, really good opening lap. A bit of an incident there at the end, which it usually happens in first lap shenanigans. But we've got Monty chasing down Stu, who he needs to get past, but he also needs Stu to fall down the grid to, like you said at the start, 5th ideally, so he can actually win. And Stu makes a bit of a mistake there, sideways, holds it nicely, and around this long right banked corner. It's the shorter layout of Watkins Glen, so you don't have to do the bottom bit. Oh, in the background, bang into the barrier. Who's that? Looks like must be Delboy in 8th. The big smash there. So you see Pixie here chasing, as I said, the new boy Matt, who's this is probably like a home Grand Prix for him, as he is American compared to the rest of the guys are mostly Welsh, I think. But it's quite close to the top 3, wouldn't you say?
It is pretty close. You can see them all in the same shot there. Monty MC Momo is not letting Stuart Davis get away. Look how hard he's trying. He needs to get past him if he wants any shot at this championship. With only 1 round to go after this, of course. And Stuart Davis has won the last couple of rounds, so he has been dominant, you could say, in this championship so far as he goes through the brow of the hill. But Monty's not going to let him get away. He's going to make him sweat for this. And Dan Holloway too in that other green car you can see there. He's hoping these two get into a bit of a battle, because then it gives Dan Holloway a chance to get through, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'll want to get through. You definitely catch him with these two. They're not quite battling. They're sort of just putting pressure on each other. But yeah, Dan will be watching, hoping for any little mistake, as well as they do have to pit, so that can be a factor too. Is these two are having a great little battle there down in 6th and 5th and 6th. So yeah, good battles all over the shop as Monty goes getting close in that final sector. Dan falling back a bit, maybe had a bad sector beforehand, but you won't want to fall back too far.
Well, Dan really needs these points after spending most of the previous race doing donuts on the top of that chicane there. Oh, and Stuart Davis runs a little bit wide, and Monty MC Momo's got a great run on him here. But it's up the hill. It's very hard to go side by side up here. It's kind of one line, very bumpy, and the car's going light over the hill there. Stuart Davis and Monty MC Momo. Monty MC Momo keeps the momentum and drives right round the outside of Stuart. Absolutely incredible manoeuvre there from Monty, and he's in the lead now. And Stuart Davis needs to try and fight back as quick as he can. They've dropped Dan Holloway, you can see coming over the hill there, and Stuart now has to do everything he can to get back past, but let's not forget he probably will be quite happy with 2nd, because he'll take the championship anyway if he finishes there.
Yeah, be happy with that first championship on either Xbox or PS4 for Stu, so he'll be happy as he goes a bit wide in the background. But definitely looks like Monty's got the pace on him, and these R39s as Pixie going off there. He's quite close to Welsh Taff in fourth, so Welsh Taff going well as well.
He is. He's going very well. He seems to be gaining confidence in this Nissan Championship. Oh, and Pixie there, I don't know what he's doing. He's having a little cuddle with the barrier by the looks of it on the completely the wrong side of the circuit. Let's see if he's going to come into the pits. One mandatory pit stop for all the drivers, of course, as you said, Alex. Pixie, he finds himself in a formidable championship battle with Alex Brown, doesn't he? So he's up there at the moment in, where is he, 5th, with Alex Brown down in 8th. So it's looking good for Pixie at the moment in that particular battle.
Yeah, looking good. Looks like Stu's actually caught up a bit and on the first sector. I have to wonder if Monty's gone a bit wide as heavy braking into the bus stop. Stu looks like he's sliding the car through there nicely, just not enough to spin it, so he's still pushing heavily. As looks like Pixie's a bit on his own. I wonder if Delboy's had an instance. But yeah, he's going slow. Oh, and that's Welsh Taff in the wall, so it could be those two have come together. Oh, and another car in the background. It looks like it's all kicked off.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think that might be Matt, a newcomer there. I might be wrong. I think it looks like they're both missing the same bit of bodywork though, so I think there's quite a bit of R390 bumpers around there, somewhere around between turn 1 and 2, by the looks of it. But anyway, they'll be getting plenty of cooling through there now. Let's not forget that it's just visual damage on, so it won't impact their performance, and they'll be able to carry on there in 6th and 7th, battling away. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. I don't know if we're going to get a replay of that, but maybe you can't really go side by side up this hill. Well, we saw Stuart and Monty do it, but just about get away with it. But it's quite tricky, isn't it, through there, going side by side?
Yeah, especially as I said, the cars go light, and in these old 90s GT1 cars, if they go light, they usually go tumbling, as anyone that's seen the famous Mercedes clip at Le Mans will say. But yeah, Monty's really pulling out a bit of a lead on Stu. It's almost a second, but I have to wonder if Alex is pitted, as he's down in 8th now.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see where Pixie comes out relative to Alex. I don't think Pixie's pitted, so quite possibly Alex Brown has pitted. But this is the battle here for 6th and 7th position. Is it? Or is it? No, hang on. I think it's 7th and 8th. Yes, you're right. I think Welsh Taff has made a mistake or something. Yeah, look, he's off. Cloud of tyre smoke pouring off the back of that Nissan. And he's getting up to speed again now, but he's back down to 8th. And Matt is fending off Alex Brown, who is a race winner in the Xbox series. Yeah, I don't think he's won in PS4 before, though, has he?
No, I think he's come close. I think he might have had 1 or 2 podiums, but he is definitely fast. But it's I don't think he practices as much as the other guys, so he's finding himself a bit further back than he'd want.
Yeah, a little bit. And Matt, he's a fan of Indy cars, of course, being American. I guess you could probably predict that, couldn't you? These cars aren't really similar to Indy cars, but he's doing all right up there in 6th on his debut.
Yeah, I guess could say they're close to those Daytona prototypes with the looks, but a lot more powerful, you have to imagine. Not sure on the specs. They're V8 twin turbos, are they?
Yeah, twin turbo V8, 3.5 litres, around 600 horsepower. But despite all that, sounds like a fast racing car, only 1,000 kilos as well. But not all that successful, I believe, were they, Alex?
No, I think the best result they ever had was 3rd at Le Mans, but the era these were entered in, they probably the worst time because they had Toyotas. It looks like Alex and Welsh Taff are battling again, but a good move there for Welsh Taff. Oh no, he's off in the barrier. It's not going well for Welsh Taff, as he quickly spins it around and gets back on the track. But yeah, these the same. They weren't very successful, but they had to contend with Toyota, Mercedes, McLaren, Porsche, and I believe Ferrari. So all the big boys were racing back then. So it would have been a hard field for it to get a win in.
Yeah, it's a very good point actually. And Welsh Taff, I think we must have put the curse on him or something. We were saying he was building confidence in this Nissan Championship, and since then he's done nothing but hit walls. And we saw his latest incident there, just skizzing off ahead of Alex Brown. Alex Brown wondering where he was off to, probably the long GP version of this circuit or something. And there was a car going sideways on the curb at the end there, wasn't it, too? Alex Brown now in the pits. There was a green car looking very sideways over that curb. I don't know who it was, but it looked like it was just cut away before an imminent crash.
Yeah, it looked like either they held it very well or just got away with it, but looking at the timings, no one's really lost or gained time, as someone else in the pits. No, it's Dan Holloway, so he might have made a little slip up and he's just pitting just to get it out the way. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and Dan Holloway now heading back out of the pit lane. Let's see where he comes back out. He's in fourth at the moment. Del Boy's hunting him down though by the looks of it. We're looking at Stuart Davis now, who is just 2.5 seconds behind Monty MC Momo. But if he finishes here, as we've said, he will win the championship. So he just needs to come home in second, and he'll be more than happy with that today, I think. I mean, he has finished second in a lot of other races, but today it will mean getting first overall, so I don't think he'll mind it too much in this particular one. So Monty MC Momo, though, he's desperate to win, isn't he? He's desperate to prove to Stewart that he can actually challenge in this championship, even though it's pretty much over now. And Dan Holloway's come up behind Del Boy, so he's going to have a little bit of traffic here. How will this impact him, I wonder?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't... it doesn't matter if he's going off like that, you can go straight past nicely, as Del Boy finds the barrier quite nicely, puts it in first, spins it around, and gets going again. Oh no! Pirouettes into the other side. He's got to make sure both sides look the same as he pulls off now. Not great, but when you spin like that and the floor throttle is really going to tear up the tyres, so probably just losing traction like that. But if he hasn't pitted, he can pit now for new tyres and that will sort that out nicely.
Yes, Del Boy OCD, make sure his car is nice and even on all sides before leaving the chaos at the top of the chicane there and on his way again. And I think he'll be satisfied with that now. Back into 5th place, the evenly damaged car, like you say. Matt, how is Matt getting on? He's in 6th now. Has he pitted? I'm not sure if he has pitted. That's Del Boy though pitted. Mr. OCD himself.
Yeah, he could be getting a new set of boots after spinning and possibly wrecking them. But that'll could put him back down to 8th, as Alex is pushing hard there. So he might get past him. As that someone in the background there, whether that's Monty coming to lap him, as Monty's got a great bit of pace. He's got 8 seconds on Stu now, unless that's Stu in the pits. Oh yeah, Stu in the pits.
Yeah, Stu in the green car, green machine, pulls into his pit stop, and I imagine they're not taking on any tyres or any fuel in this race. It's not a particularly long race, and they probably won't need tyres, will they, in these cars, which are kind of built for endurance racing, weren't they? So I doubt they're going to need any tyres.
No, if there is a soft comp, I'm not too sure on these ones. They could go to it and try and get some faster lap times, as usually the softs are good for a second or so, but with only 9 laps left, as whether it's worth it or not, as Dan goes a bit wide there. It's easy to do, but there's plenty of runoff. Who's he come up with? Oh no, he's in the barrier as well. Big smash.
Oh, that's a huge accident. Good thing that barrier was there to stop him. We would have ended up in some field somewhere. But I was just thinking to myself, wow, he's close to Stewart. We could have a race on our hands there. And just as I thought that, around he went into the barrier.
Yeah, he's like a ballerina there with that many pirouettes. But yeah, really unlucky. He got really close to Stu, but one little mistake, going light over the crest, and away she went. So not great. There's Matt now. Is that in the pits? Yeah, he is. He's going down to 8th place as Del Boy and Alex pass him. So hopefully he's a good first race for Matt. He'll obviously have the GT3 race after this, but it's a good first show, and he's definitely got some pace on him.
Certainly has, and with that big crash that Dan just had there, let's not forget he won the Clio Championship recently. I know very different cars and everything, but if he can do it there, anyone can crash there.
Yeah, definitely, but that's put him down. Oh, it's Del Boy doing his own line. That's put him quite close to a Welsh Tap, only 5 seconds in it, as we see Del Boy and Alex still battling, only a second between those two, so good little battle here as you see the cars going over that little hump. Over the, looks like a bridge, I don't think it is. As it closes up there, over left-hander, Del Boy going quite wide, that's going to give Alex an advantage as he straightens up a bit better. Got to get this one right. Alex close to the wall. He's really going well, Alex is, even if he is in 7th. It's quite deceiving. Getting the slipstream down the straight into this tight corner. Del Boy understeering badly and going wide again. So you have to imagine if he has ruined those tyres, spinning a couple of times.
Yeah, Alex Brown, he's thrown away all his hard work. He did all the hard work. He lined him up very nicely, and he's just done a Dan Holloway. And is there another car coming up the hill? There is. Flashes by, and Alex spins it round now, and he just has to be careful not to spin it round again. It's so easy to do, isn't it, in these cars? Once you've had a spin, we've seen a few do that. It's a big shame for Alex there that he did that.
Yeah,
Did all the hard work, didn't he?
Yeah, it seems to be that as Pixie now pits from third or fourth. Oh, no, he comes out fourth, so he must have pitted from second then. So it's about 30 seconds. So yeah, good race for Pixie so far. I've been fourth, but hopefully he doesn't spin it like everyone else here is. It seems to be just that corner of this section just doesn't suit the car at all. It goes light and loses control. So it's, half the field seems to have crashed there.
A classic 90s GT racer then, going light over a hill.
Yeah, I think they all did it at some point. I know the Porsche did it in, I think it was Road America. It flipped. As I said earlier, the Merc at Le Mans flipped into twice, I think, in practice and in the actual race. So it's definitely something to do with these cars.
Yeah, probably. Even with that that massive big spoiler on the back there, that huge wing, you can see pushing the car into the ground and pushing Stuart Davis off the track there, by the looks of it too. A little bit of understeer from somewhere there for Stuart. He's more of an understeery driver. If you have to say like which drivers are more oversteer or understeer, Stuart Davis would certainly be in the understeer sector, wouldn't he, as he heads now onto the back straight up to that really tricky fast chicane where we've seen a couple of incidents already this race. Heading into the closing stages now. He's fallen to 7 seconds back from Monty MC Momo, who we're looking at now in that classic Calsonic livery. And he's coming up to lap someone by the looks of it. But he's had a fantastic race as Monty's. He hasn't put a foot wrong, or I don't want to curse him now, but he hasn't put a foot wrong for the whole race. And he's just completely outpaced Stuart here. Stuart probably be saying, well, I'm taking it easy to wrap up the championship. But even so, it's a great performance from Monty here. He's just absolutely blown the field away.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's a bit little too late. In terms for the championship, as Stu, like you said earlier, Stu dominated the first couple of races with was it 2 wins or 3 wins? It was quite a few. As we see Welsh Taff here on his own. Yeah, probably settled down now for 5th. So hopefully he enjoys this. He's definitely a Nissan man. He's owning a Nissan in real life. He owns a few Japanese cars, so I guess he just likes Japanese cars. But yeah, he's quite a keen racer as he pulls into the pits for his mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, you can see he was a keen racer there, leaving it right to the last minute, maximum entry speed. You have to be careful when you do that not to get disqualified, because you can easily do that on this game by entering the pit lane a little bit too quickly. We've seen it a lot in the Indy oval races that we've run in this league. So where's he going to come back out? What's your best guess? He's 5th at the moment. Where's Del Boy? There's Del Boy flashing past now in that green car. I don't know if it's green paintwork or is it just green because of the amount of grass he's been taking in this race. I'm not sure. But Matt's now. Where's Matt? Is he going to come over the hill? There's Matt. Look, coming down the straight now. Is he going to pass Welsh Taff?
I think that was Monty lapping.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Alex. My bad. Yeah, that was Monty going past a lap Welsh Taff there, quite possibly.
Yeah, but Matt is close.
Oh, and spinning out there, Welsh Taff. Oh, bang! Huge accident through the advertising boards. And Welsh Taff and Matt there coming together. And Alex Brown says, thank you, I'll nip through on the inside and take those positions away. That was a really big one, that was. Oh, and another crash. What's going on?
Yeah, who's that? That's Stu. So Stu's involved in a crash now as he was trying to lap the field. But yeah, a hectic couple of laps here. The corner claims another victim and... It just caught out Matt, unfortunately, but Matt's ahead of Welsh Taff, so he won't mind. But they both lost places to Alex, who's up in 6th now.
Calm down, guys. You're not in Micras. These aren't Nissan Micras. These are Nissan R390 thoroughbred race cars, and they're smashing into each other like they're in a touring car race or something. But it's very easy to do in that corner coming over. It got very, very close, didn't it, between Matt and Welsh Taff there. I was hoping that we would have a nice clean race to the end there and we could see a really good battle.
Yeah, anything can happen. There was going on the grass there down the straight. That's not going to do you any favours.
Oh, Alex Brown.
Yeah, he's is he trying to lap? Oh no, he's on the back of Del Boy. I thought he was trying to unlap himself from Stu. But yeah, it just shows the pace of Alex. He could have really challenged it, but too many mistakes and mishaps. As thought he was spinning in, but it's just the camera pointing down. Yeah, he's pretty close if he takes this nicely, which he does. Oh no, that's Del Boy around now. God,
that camera really does make you think he's spinning out, doesn't it? Yeah, this Del Boy, yeah, he so nearly takes out one of the other runners. I think it might be Welsh Taff going through there, quite possibly. But yeah, Del Boy, that was just saw Alex in his wing mirrors and made a bit of an error there, I think, quite possibly.
Yeah, yeah, it seems to be just a tricky car to drive around here. You wouldn't think so. Who's that? That's Matt getting out the way of Stu, you'd have to think he's lapping. Yeah, that's Stu, he's still got the front on. So yeah, that's Matt going down a lap, but he won't mind. He's still ahead of two of the other guys, so he'll be happy.
Yes, this is a great debut for Matt here. He's ahead of Welsh Taff and Delboy, who were both front runners in the recent Clio Championship that we ran. Like I say earlier, it's very different cars, but still, Matt's still having a really good debut here, the American, up in 6th there. Not that far behind Alex Brown, and ahead of that is Pixie. So, despite all of Alex's adventures, he is half a minute behind Pixie, but still up there in 5th. So it's pretty. I think Alex would be quite happy with that, to be honest. Like damage limitation, considering they're quite close in the championship at those two.
Yeah, it's probably the amount of spins you couldn't count on one hand. But yeah, 5th, you'll probably settle for that. We said even though there's only 3 laps left, anything can happen. There's another crash, and Alex could have 4th. So you see Welsh Taff here in this small pack. I think that's Delboy behind him, and Matt just ahead. So these are closing up in the final stages quite nicely.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? We could have a little bit of action here. Oh, Welsh Taff really entering the pit lane very quickly there. Did he get away with it? No, I don't think he did. I think he's disqualified, you know. His car just teleported there to the box, which is normally a telltale sign that he's out.
Yeah, he's in the naughty square there. He's too fast in the pits, and that's him out. And, yeah, a bit unfortunate. Just couldn't catch the slide, and he's out now. But not too bad. There's only 2 laps left. Is it 18 laps? But yeah, just unfortunate as he's closing up to Matt. So at least unleashes Delboy, so he can try and close up on the man we're watching now. Go through the bus stop. Nice and settled, quite smooth. Not sure if he's on steering wheel or control. Do you know, Stu? Sorry, Sam.
Oh, I don't know, actually. That's a really good question. I think it was probably posted somewhere. I think it was steering wheel, but I wouldn't bet my house on it. If we get a nice onboard, we'll be able to tell, because normally you can tell with the steering angle that driver's putting in. A nice smooth action on the steering wheel usually indicates the steering wheel setup. And then some of these drivers, of course, are using controller. Stuart Davis is one of them, uses a controller. And it just goes to show, Alex Brown is another one, controller. It just goes to show, you know, you've got a mix of different strategies here for the drivers, so whether you're using steering wheel or controller, and they're all competitive. So that's quite nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah, it really shows the accessibility of project cars. Even though everyone says the steering wheel's better, it's not always the case. As you see, Stu looks like he's on to win his championship in the Xbox. Sam has won a few championships in that. So yeah, anyone has a chance to win, even on a controller.
Absolutely, yeah, and Monty MC Momo now is coming around the last corner. I think this is the last lap. Yes, it is. And Monty MC Momo now gets on the power. He hasn't put a foot wrong all race. Absolutely dominant win here for Monty. Crosses the line, and he'll be really happy with that. But I'm sure it'll be a little bit bittersweet, because the camera will surely pan now to Stuart Davis, who's going to come home in 2nd place, 9 seconds behind, and he wins his first championship on the league. And he's absolutely overjoyed, I think, with that, by the looks of it. And nobody could spoil his party here today. Even though Monty tried by winning, Stuart Davis has won the championship. Congratulations to Stuart. Dan Holloway having one last cuddle with the wall before he crosses the line to take a podium, and a very well-deserved podium that is too.
Yeah, well done to him, and great 4th place for Pixie. It's probably one of his highest results, you have to imagine, so he'll be very happy with that. With Alex in 5th.
Yeah, Pixie will be absolutely overjoyed too with that result there in 4th. Ahead of Alex Brown, his arch rival, let's say. Matt as well, a fantastic debut there, keeping off Delboy at the end, and Welsh Taff, who made a mistake and got disqualified, unfortunately, for entering the pits at an extremely high speed, and got put on the naughty step a few laps from the end there. But that was a pretty good race, good battles, and 1 round to go. Although the championship is wrapped up, there's plenty on offer still in the midfield there. Dan Holloway just 2 points ahead of Alex Brown, with Pixie just 4 points back. Then Welsh Taff 2 points back from that as well. It really is close, isn't it, between those positions?
Yeah, anyone can get 3rd place in this final round, so should be interesting. Especially you want to think Dan Holloway will really want to get 3rd just to make up, as doubt he can get 2nd at this point.
No, but anything can happen in this league, as I think tonight proves, so join us next time.